Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Halo Effect. Again, I'm out of my, what I call my studio. Anyway, man, first to worst, how did that happen? Oh, yeah. Does anybody know that it's possible for a bad team to start off really hot in a season and then fall back down to earth? Well, not only the Angels fall back down to earth, holy crap, did they crash land. The last time you heard from me was when they got their butts kicked by Houston. Then they get swept by the Texas Rangers. Come home. We actually take 2 out of 3 from the Giants. That was good. That wasn't too bad. Then lost 2 out of 3 to the Pirates. Got swept by the Twins. Got swept by the Mariners. And lost 3 out of 4 to the Detroit Tigers. Yeah. Well, how's that high-powered offense looking for you now, guys? Did Jorge Soler really make that much of a difference? Oh, boy, did I tell you or did I tell you? Yep. I told you weren't going to make much of a difference, if any at all. Now, Kyron Paris looked really good coming into the season. And what happens when you don't have that private hitting coach at your side? Let me think. Oh, yeah. You basically deal with the team's hitting coach that travels with you on a constant basis and is there teaching you, instructing you, then you need to do this, do this, do this, do this. Yeah, that's going to screw with you. Because, like I said, of the young guys who are starting to come down, boy, did he. He came down pretty hard. And now he's, not as consistent. But then again, no one is. The only 2 players that are really doing any good right now are going to be Zach Neto and Logan O'Hoppe. The only 2 that are actually above 250 at this point. But Logan O'Hoppe was over 300 at one point. Now he's back down into the 270s. Zach Neto, same thing. He was riding high on a 300 when he first came back, and now he's kind of down in the 280s at this point. So, what's going on? Now, that I've said many times, it's the hitting coach. It is the hitting coach. Johnny Washington is the problem with your offense. Think about this. No, you don't even need to think about it. Let me give you, not a quote, but paraphrasing our own general manager, Perry Minasian, because he was doing a press conference and answering some questions. Now, one of the questions had to do with consistency at the plate and stuff like that. And he was saying, he would quote as, the work is good, the coaching is good, the problem is the execution. Really, Perry? The problem is the execution? Are you going to tell that to your perennial all-star and MVP candidate, Mike Trout, who's hitting $179? Is execution really the problem? Because if he's not doing well, let me tell you, it's not the execution, it's the tutelage. He also went on to say, the veterans have their own private hitting coaches and the young guys, if all the young guys were doing poorly, then that's one thing. But the young guys are actually doing better than the veterans. Okay. So where are these private hitting coaches? Oh, yeah. They're dealing with amateurs right now, getting them better because that's an off-season workout. They don't work out with their private hitting coaches during the season because they're not going to travel with them. No. They deal with the tutelage of the team's hitting coach. Duh. And like I said, you only got 2 of them. So, what is really going on here? Now, everyone knows that I was pretty irate when they ditched Moniak. He got picked up a day later with the Colorado Rockies. I've been paying attention. I've been seeing what he's been doing. The Colorado Rockies had the exact same problem the Angels did. And they fired their hitting coach in Mullins. And what they did was they brought in Clint Hurdle. Now, everybody knows Clint Hurdle. He was the longtime manager for the Rockies. But first, I'm guessing he was a hitting coach at first. Because, if you're coming in to be a hitting coach, you must have been there at one point. And maybe he was pretty good because you don't get considered to be a manager if you're not a good coach. So you got that. Now, Moniak, he's still lying in the weeds. He hasn't been performing all that great. But what I have noticed is he's been hitting a lot more toward left field. A lot of his outs now are going more toward left. He's hitting the ball hard toward left at this point in time, from what I understand, from what I can tell anyway. And that's a big difference. That's a huge difference. The more you start hitting the left field, guess what? The more he's going to start getting hits. In his last 2 games, he's been 2 for 8, I believe. I believe he was 2 for 8 in his last 2 games. Not great, but one of them was a triple. So there is that. He actually has more extra base hits than some of the Angels do. So, wow, that was saying a lot, don't you think? Now, I'm paying very, very close attention to the Rockies. If their batting averages start going up majorly, you're going to know for a fact that not only is your hitting coach terrible, well, our hitting coach for that matter, but our general manager is going to bat for him, so to speak, for some reason or another. And all Johnny Washington is going to do is just drag you guys down. Now, pitching-wise, because our pitching is still pretty bad, Barry Enright's still very hit and miss. And if you don't believe me, take a look at Griffin Canning. When he got traded away for Jorge Soler, who's not really doing much, if anything, really. The Braves released him. He wound up on a 1-year deal with the Mets. Dude, he's 6-1 with like a 2.52 ERA. I haven't seen his recent stats. I didn't really look at his recent stats this much. But before this last game that he pitched, which was yesterday, he was at 2.61. He's never pitched below a 4 for the Angels. So don't tell me your coaching is doing great. No, they're not. Your coaching is dragging you down. Your hitting coach is dragging you down. Your pitching coach is dragging you down. These are changes you need to make. The second you make these changes and bring in somebody that will actually teach these guys how to really do it, the second things turn around like that. So go for it. I'm going to leave it there. Next time I speak with y'all, it's probably going to be just an update on some of the young guys, how they're doing. That's probably going to come in a day or two. So look for updates from some of their top prospects, but also from a couple of the guys who should be on their top 30 but aren't. So I'll give you updates on them too, because boy howdy, they look good. So I'll leave it there, and I will say always, go Halos.